Hello, I'm Christopher, and welcome to episode 6 of Who Ordered the Pie, the podcast where songs, stories, and a little something in your glass all find the right mix. Some songs make you dance, and some make you sing. Then they're the ones that make you work. The songs that turn a chorus into a spelling test, a lyric into a lesson, and somehow make you love every minute of it. So sharpen your pencils, listen close, and grab your drink. Because today we're taking attendance on Spelling It Out, the songs that made us work for it. We'll start where charm was first taught as a subject. Your teacher, Nat King Cole.
L is for the way you look at me.
In 1964, he released Love, a song so effortlessly smooth that could have been poured into a rocks glass. Cole recorded it in 5 languages: English, Spanish, German, Italian, and Japanese, turning one perfect melody into an international love letter.
O is for the only one I see.
Every letter defined, every note perfectly measured. Cole didn't just sing about love, he diagrammed it.
V is very, very extraordinary.
It was one of the last songs he ever recorded before his passing the following year. And what a note to end on.
E is even more than anyone that you adore can.
It was the moment spelling grew up, refined, effortless, and ready to charm its way into every wedding playlist for the next 60 years.
Love is more than just a game for two.
From love's elegance to raw confidence, class is over, or should I say classy is over, and attitude's in session. Before spelling became classroom cute, it was swagger. In 1955, Bo Diddley took 3 letters and turned them into a revolution. M-A-N, that's what I am.
Now I'm a man, May 21.
It was primal, rhythmic, and proud. A heartbeat wrapped in reverb.
I'm a man, I spell M.
That galloping rhythm, that Bo Diddley beat, gave the song its strut. When he spelled M-A-N, it wasn't grammar, it was identity.
M-A-N.
That moment changed everything. The sound of self-definition, confidence in syllables. That song became the cornerstone of blues and early rock. A call that echoed through Muddy Waters, Jimi Hendrix, and everyone that strutted onto a stage after him.
Man.
But spelling isn't just about pride. Sometimes it's power. And no one proved that louder than Aretha. Otis Redding wrote Respect as a man coming home looking for attention. Aretha Franklin flipped it into a national anthem for dignity.
What you want, baby, I got.
Recorded in 1967, Respect turned 7 letters into a social revolution.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me.
It hit number 1 on both the pop and R&B charts, a double victory that said everything about her power. Aretha didn't ask for it, she defined it. And when she added the bridge, sock it to me, the world leaned forward. Otis later admitted, that girl stole my song. She didn't just cover it, she claimed it. And you don't graduate from this playlist without her on the final.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, T-F-T-C-T.
From the Church of Soul to the Garage of Rock, time to trade choirs for amplifiers. Before he was the poet behind Moondance, Van Morrison was a scruffy teenager fronting a Belfast bar band called Them. They were loud, raw, and fearless. Everything polished British pop wasn't.
You know, it's comes around here. Just about midnight.
3 chords, E, D, and A, the holy trinity of rock. It was simple enough for any kid to play, and that was the magic. Every teenager with a cheap guitar could suddenly feel like a rock star. And Van Morrison made them earn it, spelling out her name letter by letter like rock and roll homework. Some radio stations banned it for being too suggestive, which in 1964 was the best publicity you could ask for. The band turned Gloria from a local hit into a legend. A year later, a band called The Shadows of Night cleaned it up and took the song to number 10, softening the raw, suggestive edge that made Van Morrison's original too hot for radio. But a decade later, Patti Smith blew it wide open. Her version turned Gloria from barroom chant to punk scripture. Well, that was grit and sweat. Now let's cool it down with a little charm. If Van was all heat, Carla was pure grace. The daughter of Rufus Thomas, she grew up in the Stax Records family, the house that made Memphis groove.
And I can't stop loving you.
Written by Isaac Hayes and David Porter, B.A.B.Y. proved that soul could flirt without losing its class.
B-A-B-Y, baby.
The horns sparkle, the rhythm snaps, and Carla's voice glides right through it, spelling affection so naturally it feels like sunshine. Tammy Wynette's Divorce, released in 1968, is one of those songs that still hushes a room.
Our little boy is 4 years old.
In the song, she spells out the word to shield her son from what's happening, and somehow that makes it even sadder.
The words we don't want him to understand.
Each letter feels like a tear she's too proud to cry. It hit number 1 on the country chart, a truth-telling anthem that echoed through Nashville for decades.
Becomes final today. Then this will be pure A-G-double-L for me.
By 1970, the Kinks had been banned from touring the U.S., sued by their record label, and still managed to write some of the sharpest, funniest, and most observant songs in pop. They could be biting one minute, tender the next, and somehow always unmistakably British. Then came Lola.
I met her in a club down in Old Soho, where you drink champagne and it tastes like Coca-Cola.
And here's where the spelling lesson begins with the Kinks.
C-O-L-A Cola.
But we'll come back to that in a second. It started as a story about their manager who'd gone out for a night in London that didn't go quite as expected. There was music, there was dancing, and there was somebody who may or may not have been exactly who they appeared to be. Ray Davies heard the story and instead of turning it into a gossip, turned it into art. A song that was cheeky, catchy, and surprisingly full of empathy. He gave it a grin and a wink and even spelled out her name in the chorus, L-O-L-A Lola. It was playful, fearless, and far ahead of its time, especially for 1970.
I'm not dumb, but I can't understand why she walked like a woman and talked like a man.
All right, well, let's take a step back to when we mentioned C-O-L-A Cola. Well, that's actually a brand mention, and on the BBC, that's not allowed. Any kind of product placement within a song makes the song immediately banned. So what happened was Ray Davies had to actually stop the tour, fly home, and then go and change the lyric from Coca-Cola to Cherry Cola.
And it tastes just like cherry cola. C-O-L-A Cola.
So the US version, Coca-Cola, BBC version, Cherry Cola. But anyway, it climbed to number 9 in the US and number 2 in the UK, proving Clever could still conquer the charts. They were loud, they were plaid, and for a moment, they were the Scottish Beatles, the Bay City Rollers, 5 guys in matching tartan and shag haircuts who brought the weekend to life. Their single, Saturday Night, hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in January of 1976, and it felt like the whole world was ready to join in. Producer Phil Coulter built it like a cheer, all stomp, shout, and chants, driven by those bright, chugging guitars that build anticipation before that first big S. It's the kind of song that bounces off arena walls and just makes you smile. It was their only U.S. chart topper, but for a while that song was everywhere. I had the 45, played it to death. I can still see that cover, all of them grinning in their plaid, like they could already see the money rolling in. That record made everybody part of the band. Pure energy, no cool required. Saturday Night wasn't about romance or rebellion, just about joy. Simple, loud, contagious joy. Before long, we went from spelling the weekend to spell the place where we could go work out. By the end of 1978, Y.M.C.A. by the Village People had climbed all the way to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, one of disco's biggest anthems.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man.
As the groove kicks in, you can feel it building, that moment where the chorus stops being sung and starts being spelled. And a fun fact, those famous arm movements we all know weren't part of the original routine. When the Village People performed the song in American Bandstand in January of 1979, it was the audience who started spelling the letters out in the chorus. After the performance and during the interview segment, Dick Clark laughed and asked, "You think you can work that into your routine?" Lead singer Victor Willis grinned and said, "I think we have to." And just like that, one of the most recognizable dances in pop history was born. To this day, the Village People still have to remind audiences how to do it right, though. The C should be curved to the left, not to the right, which means most of us have been spelling it backwards for 45 years. From the dance floor to the factory floor, the sound of America had changed. John Mellencamp had earned his place as the blue-collar poet of American rock. R.O.C.K. in the USA was a tribute to the pioneers who built the music he loved.
R.O.C.K. in the USA, R.O.C.K. in the USA.
In the liner notes for Scarecrow, Mellencamp revealed that before recording the album, he made his band learn nearly 100 rock and soul songs from the 1960s. He wanted them to absorb how the records felt, the swing, the space, the drive, so when they played his tribute, it would sound like the real thing. At the beginning of the song, there's this split-second hesitation that they didn't edit out. Came from drummer Kenny Aronoff taking an extra breath before the downbeat, and Mellencamp left it in because it made the record feel alive, like a garage band finding the beat together.
Come from the cities and they come from the smaller towns.
Called it a salute to 60s rockers, and you can hear it. Tambourines, horns, and that transistor radio backbeat. It climbed to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1986, a tribute that nearly topped the charts it celebrated. And then in an episode about spelling, it fits perfectly. Mellencamp wasn't just calling out letters, he was spelling out his musical roots. All right, well, after 10 long lessons, you've earned a recess and something to sip while you grade my playlist. Today's drink is called the Spelling Bee. It's a honey-kissed whiskey sour that rewards you for paying attention. Take 2 ounces of your favorite bourbon, 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce of honey syrup, which is equal parts honey and hot water, and then 1/4 ounce of Cointreau. Shake that hard, strain into a coupe glass, and garnish with a lemon wheel and a drizzle of honey. Smooth, bright, and perfectly balanced. A little sweet, a little sharp, but just sophisticated enough to make studying sound appealing. So, from L-O-V-E to R-O-C-K, those were the songs that made us spell, shout, and let's be honest, work for it. 10 songs, 10 lessons, and 1 perfectly mixed drink. Every hook was a homework assignment you actually wanted to finish. So here's the artists who turned grammar into a groove, and the fans who still know every letter by heart. Well, class, I think it's safe to say that you passed the test on spelling it out, the songs that made us work for it. And by the way, we just passed 300 listens, and I can't thank you enough for being part of it. If you're enjoying the show, please follow, share, or leave a quick review. It really helps more music lovers find who ordered the pie. Until next time, here's the loud riffs, quiet sips, and the stories in between.